Please,
Today,
someone, he's
I'm going to tell you
coming!
another story about the adventures of our motorcycle gang across this country. I'm John. People see us, me, Grizz, and Ghost, on the hot asphalt, and all they see is leather, chrome, and noise. They think we're just shadows on the road, with no destination, no law. And maybe, in part, we are. But the road has a code, and the truth is, it always leads us exactly where we need to be. This story happened on a sunny day on a stretch of Route 9, in the middle of nowhere, at a place we call Sarah's Diner. It seemed like an ordinary day, but it was a day a door flew open, a cowbell shattered, and a little girl's courage forced us to stop just riding and start protecting. It was a day we learned that heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes they wear leather vests. Get ready. This is how it all went down. I was sitting in our usual corner booth at Sarah's Diner, off Route 9, nursing my third coffee alongside my club brothers Grizz and Ghost. Our leather vests mark us as members of the Iron Riders MC. The calm of the late lunch rush was almost perfect. Then chaos. The diner door flew open with such force the cowbell above it shattered against the frame. A little girl stumbled inside, barefoot on broken glass. Her yellow sundress was torn and smeared with dirt. Her breath came in ragged gasps, and the terror in her eyes looked too old for her small face. "Please," she whispered, then louder, desperate. "Please, someone, he's coming." Everything stopped. I, John, slowly set down my fork. I felt Grizz, built like a refrigerator beside me, and Ghost, the youngest, tense up. The girl's eyes, I learned later she was Lily, darted around the room until they landed on us. There was a flicker, not exactly relief, but recognition, like she'd found what she was looking for. "Who's coming?" I asked, standing, my chair scraping the linoleum. My voice was low and steady. "Mr. Clark," she said, her voice breaking. "He said nobody would believe me, that I'm just making things up." The door opened again. A man stepped inside. Casual, controlled, wearing khakis and a polo shirt. He had a clean-cut, respectable appearance, with a practiced, apologetic smile. "There you are, Lily," he said, relief coating his words like honey. "Sweetheart, you had me so worried." Lily pressed herself against the counter. The man, Mr. Clark, swept his eyes across the room, settling on Sarah, the owner. "I'm so sorry for the disturbance. My daughter gets confused sometimes. She has episodes." I didn't move. Clark introduced himself as Richard Clark, a counselor at Riverside Elementary. No one shook his hand. Lily's voice came out barely above a whisper, but in the silence it carried. "He's lying." Clark laughed it off, an empty sound. He tried to claim her, but Lily interrupted, her voice steadier now. "My parents are in Seattle? That's why you picked today." My eyes narrowed. "Picked today for what?" "He's been watching me all year," she confessed. "He offers to drive kids home. He takes the ones nobody's watching." Her voice cracked. "He took Sarah Martinez 3 weeks ago. I saw her backpack in his car." Clark's look shifted for a second. The mask slipped. Ghost stood up, blocking the door. Grizz rose too. "Seems like the kid's pretty specific for someone who's just confused." Grizz rumbled. "Then you won't mind us calling that principal." I said. "Sarah, you got your phone?" Clark threatened us with harassment, claiming guardian's rights. "Thought you said you were a counselor," Ghost pointed out. "Those are different things." Clark moved his hand toward his pocket. I moved faster. My hand caught Clark's wrist. Grizz was there instantly. Sarah spoke from behind the counter. She reached the principal. Sarah's face went white. "Principal Davies filed a missing child report this morning," Sarah said, covering the receiver. "The counselor, Mr. Clark, said he'd drive by her house to check on her." Clark's composure shattered. "You people have no idea what you're doing." "Pretty sure we do," I said, quietly, my grip tightening. I told Sarah to call the police immediately. Clark tried to gloat, saying no one would believe criminals like us. "Don't need them to believe me," I said. "Need them to believe her." Lily provided the final piece. "He has a storage unit, number 42, at the facility by the highway. I saw the key." The 2 truckers present moved to block the parking lot. Clark lunged. He broke my grip, and shoved Lily backward. Ghost caught her. Clark ran for the door, but he made it 3 steps before Grizz's arm clotheslined him. Clark went down hard. I was on him immediately, my knee in his back. "Don't move," I said. Sarah announced the police were 2 minutes out. Lily was crying now, silent tears of release. He said I was nobody. I looked back at her, still pinning Clark to the floor. "You were wrong about one thing, Lily," I said, my voice softening just slightly. "You said you're not anyone's family right now. The road takes care of its own. You ran to us for help. That makes you ours to protect." Sirens wailed in the distance. Clark muttered, "There are others. Then they can come find us," Grizz said, his voice like gravel. "We'll be waiting." The police arrived in a storm of lights. We stayed close to Lily while she gave her statement to Detective Morrison. An hour later, Morrison confirmed. They broke into Storage Unit 42. They found not only evidence, but Sarah Martinez, alive. When Lily's parents finally arrived from Seattle, her father came up to me, tears streaming down his face. "Your daughter saved herself," I told him. We just stood in the way. As darkness fell, we mounted our motorcycles. Lily ran over and pressed something into my hand. A drawing on the back of a napkin, 3 bikes, and the word heroes. I carefully tucked it into my vest. "You keep being brave, Lily," I said. "The world needs more people like you. Will I see you again?" "The road's long, kid. Crosses paths more than you'd think." We pulled out onto the highway. Months later, I received a letter. Lily was holding a principal's Medal for Courage. The note said her speaking up helped save 23 kids, and that she got a dog named Harley. "Thank you for standing when you could have sat, for believing me when he said nobody would." I passed the letter to Grizz and Ghost. The road provided when she needed it. I concluded, folding the letter and tucking it in beside the drawing. We rode out. Forward, always forward. I told them, because we know that somewhere, the road is connecting the loss of those who won't turn away. It's connecting the strangers in crisis. And we'll be ready. I read that letter a 3rd time and passed it to Grizz, then to Ghost. The smell of coffee from an unfamiliar diner hung in the air, the same smell from hundreds of places we visit. But the weight of that piece of paper, that was unique. Ghost smiled, shaking his head. 23 kids, John. 23. They were right. 23 lives. 23 futures that weren't stolen because, one day, the road brought us to Sarah's diner and placed us right in the path of a terrified little girl. I keep her drawing, the one with the word heroes carefully written, here in my vest, close to my heart. It's not for pride, it's for remembrance. It's to remind me that a man's strength is measured not by the roar of his engine, but by the stillness he can maintain when everything collapses around him. The road, it is relentless. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you have bills to pay, or if your bike is failing, but it is fair. And on that day, it gave us the only thing that truly mattered, the chance to be the wall a child needed. Lily taught us that courage is no size, no age, and no leather vest. Courage is a small pair of bare feet running across broken glass, shouting the truth when the world tells you to be silent. She gave us back something we might have lost over endless miles. Purpose. I fold her letter and put it in its place of honor. We walk out into the sun. Our bikes are waiting, chrome gleaming. I know we'll keep riding. Where to? It doesn't matter. But now, in every mile we carry the proof that heroism is in the small things, in the willingness to believe the quietest voice in the room. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that we must never look away, share it. Subscribe to our channel, because as long as the road is long, we, the Iron Riders, will be on it. And if you're lost, or if someone you love is scared, the road, my friend, the road knows where to find us. Until the next adventure. And remember, pay attention.